Well, studios are relocated to the East Mississippi Community College Communiversity, and joining us now, right here on the set in the Imagination Center, as it is named, is Dr. David Campbell, the Executive Director of the EMCC Communiversity. Dr. Campbell, thanks for coming on, sir.
Hey, good morning.
So, first, appreciate the tour this morning. What an impressive facility this is. I would have to describe it as a bit of a hidden gem in the great state of Mississippi.
It is, definitely. As I mentioned, I'd retired and went to Florida, and when this opportunity came up, it was one that I could not pass up.
Yeah.
And coming back here, because it's a great idea where all the community came together to make this place possible.
Well, that's the question I was going to ask you, Dr. Campbell, is what was the genesis for this? What was the catalyst? Was this an idea that was just came about, created amongst the community leaders, the business community, the academic community, or is this something that has been modeled in other states that spurred the idea?
Well, it was, I wasn't here at the time, but there were quite a number of people who were involved in it, regional economic developers. GTR Link was involved, and Raj, former director here at the Communiversity, vice president here at the Communiversity, he was instrumental in it as well. So it was a number of people, ARC, Appalachian Region Commission. So there were a lot of people involved in it, and that's what makes it very attractive to companies, because anytime that you have all the members of your community working together in a facility like this, it's very attractive to companies because they know that you work together to get things done.
Yeah. You know, in working a bit on economic development in my home county of Madison, serving on the board down there, the one thing that always bubbles up to the top is availability of qualified workforce, more so than public policy, of tax policy, anything else, availability of infrastructure, energy, etc. It's always jobs first.
That's correct. And that's when the company's looking to locate, that's what they want assurances of, and they're looking for to make sure that workforce is available. And so that is what we're all about, is to provide that training, particularly in advanced manufacturing, technology involving advanced manufacturing, and that's what we focus on, what they tend to be looking for, like robotics, automation, computers, things of that nature.
And companies are looking to hire on folks that don't require so much of their resources and investment in training to get them to a point where they can begin to be productive employees. And that's a lot of what the objective of this facility and the training that is produced here is all about, is to get these folks ready so that they can hit the ground running, as they say, when they're hired.
Right. We get them to the level where they're entry level ready, and they can go into a job and they know enough that they can be trained specifically for that industry, and they take them from there. And quite often, I will say, they do send them back here as well to get additional advanced training, because we do customized training for companies as well. And so they will also come back here for that also. So we help companies with that.
And that's the distinction, is it not, Dr. Campbell, is that the training here to a great extent is a direct result of collaborating with business and industry as to what they need, what skills they need, what they're looking for. Because in the tour this morning, what I noticed is, even to a great extent, some specific vendor products and vendor environments, specific technologies and wares, if you will, because that's the exact same equipment, et cetera, that they're going to encounter out in the job.
Right.
So it's not just theory and books and sitting in a classroom with lecture. I mean, this is really real world type training experience to get somebody ready.
Yes, all the training that is here comes from industry. So if it's not needed in industry, then we're not doing it here. So everything that we teach here, whether it's credit, non-credit, comes from industry input, from their requests, their needs. And so that keeps us on track.
And we're just a few miles away here from Mississippi State University. You shared with me this morning that there's a lot of collaborative efforts between the Communiversity and Mississippi State as well.
Right. They're one of our key partners as well. They do a lot of research, developing new processes, new products. We collaborate with them. As they're developing that, we're learning how to develop the training to implement those new technologies when they become ready. And so it's a great partnership.
What about, how do you train the trainers? What's the approach there?
Well, we send them to different places to get specialized training for that, to come back. Companies also may send some of their employees and come back and do additional training here at the Communiversity. But yeah, sometimes we have to send them other places to get that specialized training. Maybe it's a particular to a particular company that developed that product. They may get that specific training there.
Well, the point is that they're getting trained from what is actually going on in the field, and then they're bringing that back to train the students on these exact same technologies, products, processes, et cetera. So it's the same environment, essentially. They're just transferring that knowledge to them. So you train the trainers, and then the trainers train the students, and the students go out and they're ready to hit the streets running. That's the idea behind the whole deal. We need more of that, honestly, in the academic community, and this is almost kind of a hybrid. You described it as a hub this morning, which I thought was a very apt description because you guys are kind of the focal point and in the center of all the various spokes, which includes the students, the various academic community, and also the vendors themselves, and the employers, of course.
Right. We have, like I said, a number of partners. They range all the way from our companies. We have many here today. At this event, we have an employer in the foyer going on today that our Win Job Center is sponsoring. So we have a number of companies here today, and then we have a number of companies that have displays here in the Imagination Center that showcase their technologies or their products so that it can get people's interest in what they do at their companies. And so we have a number of those companies here. I would name them, but I'll leave out one and then get in trouble. But we do have a number of those here, and you're going to talk to a few of those this morning.
Sure are. So, again, you guys are just kind of the center of all the action at the end of the day, and the idea is to link up those that are looking for employees with skilled workers that are ready to fill those needs. I mean, that's the idea, and everything that happens in between. So, in your description of the Communiversity, you call it a place for synergy, where collaboration, conversation, and partnerships are priority and actively engaged. It all comes together here. I mean, it's such an apt description of what this is all about.
It is. It's the center of action, and that's what I love about it. Mainly is to get our people trained in advanced technologies, and I think that's one of the impediments that I see. One of the problems I see is quite often we underestimate what we're capable of doing, and I think that we do that in Mississippi.
Yeah. I totally agree.
I'm kind of tired of Mississippi underestimating itself with the people, and so we can get advanced training here in technology.
I agree, and we got Joe Max Higgins, of course, the CEO of the Golden Triangle Development Link, coming on the program later. Works in economic development in this area, in this region. This is a huge asset for him and his efforts when he's working with prospective companies to attract them to the GTR area.
Right. He's one of our key partners as well, and he keeps us informed of what's going on out there, what's needed in companies, what they're looking for. Keeps us informed, and so definitely a big partner of the Communiversity and big supporter of the Communiversity.
I mean, I can imagine that prospective employers or just prospective economic development projects, when they come through this facility, they got to know you guys mean business up here, and what an asset it is for any of those companies that would be looking to locate here, especially if it's, let's say, a branch operation of a headquarters organization where all the training may be concentrated at the headquarters operation, and they want to just replicate that. You guys got a facility here and the means to do that.
Right, and when they come, they see, it's very impressive when you drive up.
No doubt.
It's 143,000 square foot glass structure that's very impressive, and it's equally impressive when they come in and they see all of the training labs, classrooms, meeting spaces, office spaces, incubator spaces, as I mentioned, where spaces they could use while they're relocating here or open up a new business. So all that's available here to them and for them to be able to use. So it's very impressive.
Got to impress them. So you shared with me also, we got a couple of minutes left, Dr. Campbell, that you've got for credit and not for credit type training.
Right. We do have your typical college credit programs, career technical programs like automation, mechatronics, machining. Those are two programs that have great jobs when they come out of the mechatronics or the machining, great salaries, they can do really well. So we have those programs, and we have many other programs. We have our IT programs here, like programming and computer networking as well. So all those types of credit programs that people can go in and achieve a certificate or a college degree in associate applied science, they can do that. And then we also do the non-credit, which typically is customized training for our industries.
Gotcha.
They need a specific type of training, and we do that. We also do some non-credit public training, like basic manufacturing skills.
It's awesome. We'll pick it up when you're going to come back on the program at 12:50. But right now, we appreciate it, Dr. Campbell. Right now, we're going to